我这里很慢。
不行，你跟着你的 flow 讲就对了先。
OK.
Good afternoon, madam. My name is Lin. We are from Group O, formed with these members who are Kang, Lim Shen Hui, and Tay Gui Xian. First and foremost, I would like to introduce our system, which is baritone POS system. POS or point of sale system is basically a transaction system commonly used in business. There are some modules we built which are stock module, login module, card module, setting, sales, warranty, and many module. So I will demo some of the function to have better look of this system. First, this is our login module. And then there are some of these modules included in this page, menu, stock and warranty module. Also the sales module, setting module. Next, I would like to talk about the test summary report. Test summary report, there are we test to count. There are some module that we cover to test is setting, stock, warranty, and card module. We have to use the 7 design techniques, which are use case, state diagram, equivalent partitioning, boundary value analysis, decision table, statement coverage, and decision coverage. Every module test has the different result, which can be shown in different effectiveness for each technique. Every technique we use to test to make sure the quality of the software can be increased and useful before releasing to the community. We done the testing. After we done the testing, we notice some of the weakness. So there are some of the recommendation, reflection, and further improvement for the project that we conclude. I think every system we have to test to validate and verify the entire system to produce a better product. Also, the reflection, we have to aware that every test data that be written on the documentation must be accurate and correct. So the further improvement for the project, we have to do the correction of the documentation. Also add more the feature of the functionality to the system to make sure the product quality is recognized by the ISTQB, which stands for International Software Testing Qualification Board. Next, I will let the Tay to talk about the traceability and the design technique.
Okay, now I will explain about the traceability metrics and the design techniques. So I will start with the traceability metrics first. Okay, take a look. We have the traceability metrics table. With the first column, we have test requirement ID. Next, test requirement name. Next, test case ID and test case name. Okay, I will read some of the details inside it, and later we'll check it with the test case to see whether the relation between the function requirement and the test case is related or not. So the first one is the test requirement ID PRE001 to test add information into warranty list, and it is with the test case TC1 add information. The second one is also PRE001 to test add information into warranty list with test case TC2 add information. Okay, now we'll go to the test case to check whether the details given is correct or not. Okay, so this is the test case number 1. with the name, add information, and the reference number is PRE001 to test add information to warranty list. So it is correct according to the table. Okay, so I will go through a little bit about the test case. The first test case is done by How, and the test data needed is serial number of item, phone number, and name of customers. So the first step is user enter the serial number K1234, and second step is user enter the phone number. The one is user enter the name, and the last one is user press the confirm button. So the expected result will be information entered and information saved. This actual result is given by the group during the exchange testing for last week. So the result given is information successfully added, and the last one is information successfully saved. So I will consider this test case is successfully test successfully. Okay, so I will go to the next test case to check whether it is relevant to the traceability matrix table. So I'll go through it fast. Test case number 2. Test case name, add information with reference number PRE001 to test validation of add information into warranty list. So the information given in the table is correct. So now I will move on to the design techniques. Okay, so chapter 3. Alright. So we have 7 kind of different design techniques. We'll go through one by one and give a demo with one example each. So the first design technique is use case testing. It is a black box testing. So as you can see, this is the use case table. We have use case name, add information, description, add information into warranty list. The actor is user. With the precondition, user have to identify themselves or log in into the system before they proceed to the next step. So the basic flow is user enter the information. Next, user confirm the input by pressing button. System validate the proper input from user. And the last one is system add the information to the list. So of course the past condition is the information has been added into the list. And the alternate flow is serial number already exist in list, invalid input with bad input from users, which means the system will not accept any new information add into the list if the serial number is already exist in the list. So this is the validation. Okay, next I will move on to the second design technique. Okay, design technique number 2, step diagram white box testing. So we draw a diagram and a table. So I'll go through the diagram. So we start, and the next step will be unregistered information with the transition key in information. Okay, after that we have 2 paths. One is valid information and the second one is invalid information. Both of it use the same transition, which is check information. And at the valid information state, we have a self transition with the name of view information, which so I'll explain it in general. So first one, user have to insert the information first. After that, the system will validate whether the information is in a correct form or not, and send it into two parts. The first part is the information is valid, and the second part is the information is not valid. At the valid part, we can view our our information once we added the information into the list. So both of it will go to the end. So the table is like basically what I explained just now. For more detailed information, you can refer to the test case number 1 and number 2. TC1, TC2, sorry. Okay, now I'll move on to the third design technique. Okay, design technique number 3, equivalent partitioning black box testing. Okay, for this testing, we are going to test the input price for item. So we have two partitions. The first one is price less than 0, and the second one is price more than or equal to 0. For the price less than 0, we'll decline it, and the price more or equals to 0, we'll accept it. So we will go through two easy test case. Test case number 1, we fill in the price with -1, and it falls into the partition of price low or less than 0. So the expected result will be error message because our system will not accept any price which is less than 0 because this is an invalid price. So the second test case number 2, we use the value now 1, and it falls into the partition of price more or equals to 0, and of course the expected result will be accepted because it is a valid value. For more, you can also refer to test case TC 17, 18, and 19. Okay, next I will explain about the test design technique number 4, sorry, boundary value analysis black box testing. Okay, we have it is the same requirement with the testing just now, which is we're gonna test the input price for item. So we have two value. The first one is -1, and the second one is 0. For -1, we are going to decline it because our system will not accept any price lower than 0 or a negative value. So the second one is 0, which is we are going to accept 0 or more. So they have their own boundary values. For -1, the boundary value is -2 and 0. For 0, the boundary value is -1 and 1. So we go through 6 test cases. Every test case has a different value with different boundary tested, and the result is shown in the table. Okay, so for more information, you can refer to the test case with the reference number TC 17, 18, and 19. So we'll move on to the next test design. Okay, this one, the below one, yeah, this one. Okay, test design technique number 5, decision table black box testing. This one, we are going to test the add information into the warranty list. So we have 3 conditions with add combination of test cases. The first condition is select category, second one is valid price, and third one is provide pictures and warranty. And the action is whether the system will allow us to insert the item or not. Okay, so go through a few of the test case. For the first test case, the user select category, correct. User input valid price, correct. And user provide pictures and warranty, is correct. If 3 conditions correct, and the action result is yes. So if the user provide meet 3 of the condition, the system will allow us to add the information. Okay, so for test case number 2, 4, 6, and 8, as you can see, they didn't provide any category. So for our system, if you didn't provide any categories, the next step will not be proceeded. So the expected result will be the system will not allow us to add any item. So I think that's all for this testing. For more information, you can refer to test case TC 11 and 12. So move on to the next test case. Okay, test case number 6. Test design number 6. Statement coverage testing. It is a white box testing. So this one we are going to test the we're going to test the add item into the warranty list. Okay, so as you can see the coding, the first one, if serial number equals to 0 or empty, and phone number equals to empty, and customer equals to empty, the system will pop up a message box and display fill in the details, or else the item will be added into the warranty list. So now we'll take a look at the diagram that we draw. The diagram or flow chart that we draw. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the first statement is the system will read A, read B, read C. ABC is serial number, phone number, and customer name accordingly. So the first state will go to the condition A, then B and C not equals to null. If the condition is correct, the system will add information and end the process. If the condition is null, the system will pop up a message and fill in the details and end the process. So to cover all the statement in this, we have to use 2 lines. The first one is go straight down, which is statement read A, read B, read C to the condition A, B, C not equal to null, and accept it, add information, and end the process. And the second one is read A, B, C to the condition, and the condition is no, and the result is no, so the system will pop out message and say fill in the details and end the process. With these 2 lines, we will cover all the statement coverage. Okay, I think that's all. And if you want for more information, you can refer to test case reference number TC1 and TC2. Okay, we'll move on to the last one. The design technique number 7. Decision coverage white box testing. It also provide coding, diagram. Yep, we'll go through the coding first. The first few lines is about the taking the information from the database. So we'll just go to the if and else. So the if the count equals to 0, the system will display image about no item is found in the search. So for this testing, we are going to test the search item in the list. Alright, I will continue, and else the item will display up in the list. Okay, so now we'll go through the diagram that we draw or flowchart. So first, once we insert the text to search item, the system will read A, which is also our input. So the condition, now the first statement will go to the condition, which is result number equal to 0. If the condition is yes, the system will display image nothing found, because when we check the database, there is nothing matched to the input that we key in just now. So the system will display image that says nothing found and end the process. If the condition, if we run the condition and the result is no, the system will display the search result and end the process. Okay, this is the decision coverage. So we have to make sure that every if condition is run it with 2 conditions, yes or no, to make sure that every decision is covered. in this testing. So we also need two lines. The first line is go straight down, which is read A, and the condition result equals to 0. If yes, display information, nothing found, and end the if. The first line already go through the first decision, and the second line will go through the second decision, which is the condition equals to no. We will display the search result and end the process. So for more information, you can refer to test case reference number TC7 and TC8. And I think that's all from the design technique that we use throughout the testing. So I will let Hao to continue the presentation. Okay.
Okay. And now I'm going to present about the testing tool and the extend report part. So for the testing tool first, during the software testing, the tools that we have used to test our software system is Task Manager and Computer Management, and both of these tools is built-in components for every window. And let's talk about the Task Manager first. We have used the Task Manager to check the overall memory usage for our system. So to make sure that our system won't cause bottleneck to our computer. So and about the second tools that we use, computer management, we use it to trace some of the function of our computer, such as cache protection, cache byte, processor time, and interrupt protection, and last one, processor performance. So the above one is a static figure, is a static graph that show the result to track. And this is all about our tools that we have used. So let's move on with the extend report part. For the extend report, our test target is group K, and the below is this is a test list that we have met that day after their system testing. So I will just present some of them. Let's say the first one, the requirements are measurable and testable for their system. So the rating that we give them is 4. Is because it's true for the document that provided by them, the requirement is specified enough and won't be, and when we read it, we can understand, and the requirement is not too general. So they get 4 from us. And for the second one, the non-functional requirements are measurable and testable. For this one, the reason we give them only 1 red is because they didn't provide, the document they provide, it didn't include any non-functional requirement test. So we can only give them 1. So this is I will only show 2. And about our feedback, the feedback that we give to them is we think that the test document provided item can be improved more if they're doing a discussion and present the document in a single pattern. So the document will see more consistent. And they also should not forget to provide the test data for some of the test cases, and maybe they can specify the step that they provided. So in order to help us easy to navigate, help us easy to do the test. So okay, with our feedback, and let's move to our system tester, which is group hash. Okay, so the tester who tests our system is group hash, and the below one is the checklist that's done by him after he tests our system. So I will only take some of them to talk, and let's say the X1. So he gives us 3 red 3 on the the GUI provider in the test case is human. So the rating he gives us is 3. I think it's reasonable because we really didn't attach any figure or constructive feature on our document to help him on the software to help him on the system testing. So it's acceptable. So about his feedback, we think that the test document provided by us can be improved if we make our step more clearly, such as we do the steps from we have to navigate to the test first, and then click some button, and then key in some information, and then click some button again. So this is what he's mean. So he wants us to make the steps more clearly, to make them easy to make to done the test. So I think this is all about the action report. Yeah. Finish. And maybe at last the member contribution one. Actually, we both 3 of us we always do it together through this with Microsoft Teams. So the contribution for 3 of us actually is 10.
So I think actually we divide the workload equally lah for 3 of us, because we always, as Yuan Kang said, we always do it together in the team meeting. So we always discuss together how to do this and that. So I think the contribution of each member is the same.
Yeah. And that's all from us. Thank you, madam.
Okay,
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam. Finish.
Finish.
Finish.